Did your lawyer tell you to go on this tonight? Did your lawyer tell you to go on this tonight? No. Oh. On this.
This meeting is being recorded.
I was just trying to get the directions on it. 365. No.
Hello, everyone. Hope you can hear me well. My name is Attorney David Karoyan, Clifton and Kenny. I'm counsel. My office is counsel of the town of Rockland. This is the Rockland Rent Control Board meeting. We'll be starting the meeting in I think about 5 minutes. We're just going to give people a few more minutes to get on the call, and then we'll do a roll call for the board members. And I expect we'll start in about 5 minutes. Everyone's been good so far, but I would just ask anyone who joins or is new, please stay muted. There'll be an opportunity for everyone to speak and address any concerns or questions they have. But just during the majority of the meeting, if you could please make sure that you're muted unless you're identified to speak. And then we'll start in a few minutes. Thank you.
Just wondering if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much. I'll mute.
I think I've caught a few of the names, but it's hard with the profile shifting around. If members of the rent control board are on the call, if you could please identify yourself, just so we'll kind of get a quick attendance. You could message or unmute yourself. Yep, so I see Miss Joyce. You're in here.
David's Patty Dennehy. How you doing?
Miss Dennehy, and I believe Ms. Primavera, you on the call as well?
Yes, I'm here as well, Carol Primavera.
Just waiting for a few more members. If Ms. Sina, Ms. Ripley, or Ms. Russell are on the call, please identify yourselves. If not, we'll wait a few minutes. Oh, Ms. Sina, I can see you.
And the password?
So, Ms. Sina, so we'll start in a moment. I just want to run a roll call for if Ms. Karen Ripley or Ms. Janelle Russell are on the call, please identify yourself. And then, all right, so we'll start in a moment. Just want to confirm. And then Ms. Sina, you on the call? Yes, okay. Ms. Sina, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yep.
Well, we'll keep an eye out. Hopefully, if the other members can, we'll give them a moment, but I think we have enough for a quorum, so we'll start in about a minute.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good. Thank you.
We'll begin. Like I said, hi, my name is David Koroyan. My office, Clifton Kenny, serves as council of the town of Rockland. We'll begin today's Rockland Rec Control Board meeting. Thank you for everyone for attending. We, in essence, have three matters for the board to review and discuss, and the representatives from the communities primarily. The main issue is the rent application petition increase for rent from March 1st, 2020, from February 1st, 2024 through January 31st, 2025 by Leisure Woods, with a 2.4% increase per CPI index. And there's two certificates of eviction petitions the board will review and discuss. Um, so procedurally, we'll have the board, we'll have the representative speak. Every member will have a chance to speak. At the bottom of the screen, now again, we're dealing with, Zoom. So at the bottom, there's a reactions icon, a little smiley face with a plus. If you click the raise hand icon, like on my, it'll give you a raised hand and move you to the top of the chat. And that's in essence how we'll address anyone who wants to speak. If you do get called on to speak, we'll unmute you. Please just state your name and address for the record per open meeting regulations. The first matter we'll be discussing is the Leisure Woods rent increase application. Just as a preliminary matter, and as the board's relayed before, so long as the petitions that have been submitted by the communities comply with CPI index and the board's requirements, the only provisions in which a board may refuse or deny an increase for an increase in rent is one, if there's a record submitted of an unresolved order or judgment of court relating to a substantial deterioration or failure to perform ordinary repair, replacement, or maintenance. Or two, there is a finding by a board, commission, or other agency of a material violation of state sanitary code, municipal board health regulation, or other applicable code, bylaw, regulation, or state law regulating the conditions of housing accommodations. So that being said, the first matter will be the Leisure Woods rent increase application petition. Is there any representative from Leisure Woods who would like to speak on the matter?
Good morning. This is Mark Laverty. I'm the attorney tonight for Leisure Woods Rockland, and we are here for their 2024 petition for adjustments of the rents. Rent Control Board members, this petition was submitted and it's consistent with the revised rules and regulations of May 13th of 2014 of the rent control rules and regulations. We have submitted a petition before the board, which meets all the requirements. We've submitted the annual registration statement for this rent adjustment. We have submitted the rent roll of the current rents for the community. We've also submitted the owner's petition for adjustment, which is a 2.5% increase in accordance with the CPI. We have provided a table of all the proposed increases, and we have submitted the required documents showing what the Boston CPI is for this community. We're asking that the board review the petition, find that it's in compliance with the current rules and regulations, and allow the rent adjustment petition. Leisure Woods Rockland is also looking for a retroactive adjustment. This petition was required to start on February 1st of 2024. And obviously, just because we're having that hearing now, that won't go into effect probably until April 1st. If the adjustment is allowed and the proper notice is sent to all of the residents, it actually would not start till May 1st. So we are asking for a retroactive adjustment for any months not covered.
Thank you, Chair Laverty. Are there any members of the committee who would like to speak on this matter before the board renders a vote? Okay, the user M Duffy, if you could please, I'll ask you to unmute. Please state your name and address for the record and any comment you'd like to add.
Hi, Maureen Duffy, One Ash in Leisure Woods. My question was, you stated that it was a 2.4, if I'm not mistaken, rent increase. Is that correct? I'm sorry, 2.5. Is that correct? Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now. So it's
Okay.
actually a 2.4% increase.
Okay.
2.4.
Okay, so 2.4, and is that in our letter that we received in the mail from Leisure Woods from HTA, 17 based on 752.61 is 1764 2.5? I did not do my math before I asked the question. Sorry about that.
So based upon that, base rent. The increase would be $17.64.
Okay, so that is the 2.5, yes?
That is the 2.4% increase.
Oh my gosh, I'm very sorry. Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. Any other residents like to be heard before the board renders a vote? Okay, Effie Lee, I'm asking you to mute. Please state your full name and address for the record, and any comment or question you'd like to add, please.
Sure, and I'm not sure if this is allowed, but I figured I'd just put it out there. My name is Effie Lee. I'm the outreach coordinator for the Rockland Council on Aging, 317 Plain Street, Rockland, Mass. And I just was putting a comment out to the Rent Control Board and the members in Leisure Woods, just to note that I have seen the biggest increase I've seen in folks coming into the Council on Aging or calling the Council on Aging for assistance, financial or housing support. Has come lately from Leisure Woods because of the rent increases. So I just wanted to make a comment to have that noted, that the rent increases because of the retroactives, which I understand were due to COVID, and now this new one, even this smaller increase has sent a flurry of more people into my office, either seeking financial assistance, which is tough to come by, or seeking assistance in finding alternate housing because they feel they'll be priced out soon. So I just felt I wanted to share that input with the Rent Control Board and the folks from Leisure Woods. Thank you.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to be heard on this matter before the board votes?
Janet Russell, member of the board. Do you hear me?
Yes, Ms. Russell, we can hear you.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the retroactive was more due to the fact that the company sought to go to court, and that extended the amount of time that we had to pay retroactive. And I think that should have been taken into consideration when they went forward with the rent increases.
That's correct. And we'll render a vote in a moment, but are there any community members or notes who would like to speak before the board renders a vote on this? Okay. Seeing none, is there a member of the board that would like to make a petition for the board to vote on a 2.4% CPI increase for Leisure Woods for February 1st, 2024 to January 31st, 2025?
Hi, Dave. It's Patty Dennehy. I say we move to a vote.
All right. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. All right, so I'll just do a brief roll call. So on the matter of the 2.4 CPI increase, Ms. Dennehy, how do you vote?
In favor.
Ms. Sina, how do you vote?
In favor.
Thank you. Ms. Primavera, how do you vote?
In favor.
Thank you. Ms. Ripley, I believe you are absent. Are you present? So it will be an abstention. Ms. Russell, how do you vote?
Against.
And Ms. Joyce, how do you vote?
Against.
All right, that's 3 for, 1 abstention, and 2 against. Matter passes. Now, there was two. Now, next matter for the board to discuss is the certificate of eviction petition for the 69 Fairview Street. Again, now for the board, this is not to approve or process an eviction petition, an eviction. This is just a procedural step to acknowledge that the community has met the requirements per the board's bylaws to show there's been a violation of policy or the lease or an outstanding payment, and that they may then proceed to begin or pursue eviction proceedings. Attorney Laverty, are you able to speak on for 69 Fairview Street?
Yes. Good evening, Rockland Rent Control Board members. My name is Mark Laverty, and I also represent Hillcrest community here in Rockland. We have submitted a certificate of eviction, an application for a certificate of eviction for 69 Fairview Street. The resident, this home was served the appropriate 30-day notice to quit back on January 31st of 2024. At that time, there was a certain amount of rent that was owed in the amount of $1,739.79. Some payments have been made on that account by the resident at this address. However, through the end of March, there's still an outstanding balance owed of $3,280.29. And we're requesting that this board issue a certificate of eviction so that we can take the next step, which is to file an eviction action in the Southeast Housing Court.
Thank you. Is there any resident or person on the call who would like to speak on the certificate of eviction for 69 Fairview Street before the board renders a vote? Mr. Pellegrini, you can ask to unmute yourself. Please state your name and address for the record and any comment you'd like to add.
Yes, my name is Christopher Pelrine. I live at 69 Fairview Street here in Rockland. And I have been doing the best I can to make the payments. My brother and his wife both live with me, and my brother has been out of work since COVID, and then just recently suffered a severe heart attack. So he's unable to get any employment at the moment. He's possibly facing a heart replacement. And my sister-in-law isn't able to come up with the amount needed to pay for her section of the rent. I've been paying 1/3 of the rent every month and trying to keep up with it, but it's I'm on SSDI myself, and it is next to impossible to keep up with the cost of the rent right now. I'm doing the best I can with 1/3 of it. I mean, I pay all my bills and I put that in right away, and it's just extremely difficult on the income I have. And I've been trying to reach the Rockland housing community because I'm on the list supposedly for Section 8 and for senior and disabled housing, but I get no reply from them. I've contacted them on their website. I've called, left voicemails. It's like nobody's there. So, I mean, if we're evicted, I have no place to go, literally. And unfortunately, I can't keep up with the amount of the rent that's required right now. I'm trying to follow the rules, and I'm trying to get my yard and everything cleaned up. But there's no way I can come up with that amount of money that we owe right now. I can't get a loan. I have nothing on a credit card enough to even do that. So I don't know what else to do. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is there anyone else who'd like to be heard on this matter before the board renders a vote? Seeing none, I'll move. And again, I'll just reiterate to the board, per the board's bylaws. Oh, I think we have Ms. Effie Lee, if you'd like to speak.
Hi, sorry to interrupt again. I would just ask if there's any hardship programs that are available at Hillcrest. And then I would encourage this resident to call the Rockland Council on Aging just for assistance with housing if he wants. Probably not the forum to share it, but I don't know how else to get in touch with them. So I just would throw that out there.
All right, thank you for the comment.
Yep.
Again, so for board members, just to reiterate per the bylaw, this is not a approval of whether or not to approve an eviction. This is just an acknowledgement that Hillcrest has submitted records of outstanding payment, which per the testimony and records submitted by Attorney Laverty, they have. So regarding the issuing the certificate of eviction for 69 Fairview Street, would a member of the board like to initiate this for a vote?
Hi, Dave. It's Patty Dennehy. I say we move forward with a vote.
Is there a second?
I'll second Carol Primavera.
Thank you, Ms. Primavera. All right, so same roll call. Ms. Dennehy, I apologize. How do you vote?
In favor.
Ms. Sina, how do you vote?
In favor.
Ms. Primavera, how do you vote?
In favor.
Thank you. And Ms. Russell, how do you vote?
In favor.
And Ms. Joyce, how do you vote?
In favor.
Thank you. So somebody, the Hillcrest has also submitted a certificate of eviction petition for 49 Crestview Street. Attorney Laverty, are you able to speak on that as well?
Yes, I am. So there is a application for a certificate of eviction for this home site. The home site was served with the appropriate 30-day notice to quit back on December 12th of 2023. At that time, there was an outstanding balance owed of $689.90. No payments have been made on this account, and the current balance through the end of March is $2,998.29. And we're requesting that a certificate of eviction issue so that the landlord can take this matter and move forward with an eviction action in the Southeast Housing Court.
Would anyone like to speak or have any comments or questions regarding the certificate of eviction petition for 49 Crestview Street? All right, seeing none, would a member of the board like to put that up for vote?
Hi, David. It's Patty Dennehy. I suggest we put it up for a vote.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Carol Primavera, I second.
Thank you, Mr. Rivera. So regarding to approve the certificate of eviction submitted by 41 Crestview Street, Ms. Dennehy, how do you vote?
In favor.
Ms. Sina, how do you vote?
In favor.
Ms. Primavera, how do you vote?
In favor.
Ms. Russell, how do you vote?
In favor.
Ms. Joyce, how do you vote?
In favor.
All right, thank you. Matter passes. I believe that should conclude the matters pending before the board. Attorney Laverty, are there any other outstanding matters you wish to address?
There is one outstanding matter. There was a certificate of eviction that we submitted for Leisure Woods Rockland back in February for 8 Ash Street, which our client wishes to move forward with.
Okay, yes, we did receive that. So if you'd like to speak on that as well, Mr. Laverty.
Yes, so this is a certificate of eviction for 8 Ash Street. It's for non-payment of rent. This resident was served with the appropriate 30-day notice to quit for non-payment of rent back on January 11th of 2024. At that point, there was an outstanding balance of $1,521.62. A very small payment has been made on this account, but there is still an outstanding balance of $3,743.91 owed through the end of March. And we're requesting a certificate of eviction issue so that the landlord can move forward with an eviction action in the Southeast Housing Court.
Resident or a participant like to speak or have any questions regarding the certificate of petition for 8 Ash? Seeing none, would a member of the board like to purport this for a vote?
Hi, David. It's Patty Dennehy. I suggest we move forward with the vote.
Do we have a second?
I'll second Carol Primavera.
Thank you, Ms. Primavera. All right, Ms. Denning, in the matter of 8 Ash Street, how do you vote?
In favor.
Ms. Sina, regarding the approval of the certificate of eviction and petition for 8 Ash Street, how do you vote?
In favor.
Ms. Primavera, how do you vote?
In favor.
Ms. Russell, how do you vote? Ms. Russell, can you hear us?
In favor.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Joyce, how do you vote?
In favor.
Thank you. Now, I believe Attorney Laverty, I think, are there any other outstanding matters submitted by Hillcrest or Leisure Woods?
There are not. Those are the only matters for this evening.
Right, that's what we had on record. So, thank you everyone for your participation and involvement. That should conclude today's meeting. I believe this was recorded and that'll be posted, and the board will render its decision per its bylaws and regulations. That'll be posted in a timely manner. Right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night.